Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today what I have for you is my Pokémon Tag. Yes, this is the thing that's sort of been doing the rounds of late. Lots of questions about Pokemon. I was tagged by my man Jedi Cardet. Jedi, thank you very much for tagging me. I'm actually pretty excited to do it because you know, I'm sort of aware that I'm not the most vocal member of the community perhaps, and the people who are watching this, it's likely that you maybe don't know a lot about me, my Pokemon history, that kind of thing. This is sort of a chance to, you know, rectify that, as it were. Little things saying my computer's performance is slow. How dare it be slow? I don't care, we're going to go for it anyway. Anyway, I've got the questions just on the screen here. I'm going to be reading them out and answering them, so without further ado, let's get stuck in. So, question 1. What is your favourite Pokemon type? It's a difficult one to start things off, really. I don't have a favourite type based around any specific Pokemon, but I guess I always like to have a grass type around. I think they're pretty handy. You know, I always make it a mission to have a grass type on the team. And, you know, they've got all sorts of really nice moves. I'm getting into the possibility of non-original metas, and grass type proving themselves to be very nice there, especially in stuff like Stabmons. Pretty fun to use grass types with all variety of grass type moves. So I'd have to say the grass type, you know, I'm a big fan. Yeah, grass. Question 2, what's your favourite region? I would have to say probably Unova. You know, it's got some really nice locations, and I really like what they did with the second instalment of those of the games in that region, which was Black 2 and White 2, where they had sort of the south-western sort of new section, and indeed Humalau City up in the northeast was a new addition as well. So they're sort of adding them in. That was really quite nice to have that variety between games. Other than that, all the locations are actually really nice, like the music. Big fan of Unova, you know, gonna have to go with Unova. Question 3, which Pokemon games do you own? I actually have hard copies of every single one except for Emerald and Platinum, which I own as ROMs. Not all of them were mine to start with. I was bequeathed some of them by my sister, namely Red and Gold. Yeah, Red and Gold. And Ruby? No, just Red and Gold. But yeah, I own all the rest of them. Played through them all. Also, got that nice and powerful Pokemon Pinball, which was a nice little game that I very occasionally played back in the day, but not so much anymore. Question 4 is, in the games, which gender do you normally play as? Well, I am a guy. I do play as a guy, so I can name it after myself. I have played as the girl a couple of times, you know, just for shits and giggles. But no, I generally play as the guy. Question 5, do you watch the anime? I do not. I used to. I sort of started watching the anime when they were in Hoenn, when he was wandering around with May and that irritating little toe rag Max. That's when I sort of really probably started watching it. I'd seen it before, and I sort of got into it then. I stopped watching it a little while ago, well, a fair few years ago now. I do occasionally just like check in, just for personal interest, just on Bulbapedia, see, you know, what's happening in it. But no, I don't watch it anymore, no. Question 6 is, what was your first shiny encounter and how did it go? My first wild shiny, I'm ignoring the red Gyarados and the egg you can get in Gen 2, which has a 50% chance of being shiny. My first actual wild encounter of random nature was on Sapphire version. It was in the Granite Cave, and it was an Aron. I had an Aron, I caught it, I evolved it into a Lairon and then into an Agron. I took it to the Elite Four, I believe it kicked ass. I actually do think I remember its moveset, which to memory was Earthquake, Iron Tail, Thunderbolt and Surf. Because why not? I at that point had no particular knowledge really of physicals, but I still really didn't care for physical or special. I obviously wasn't into the competitive side yet. But then around that time I got a Game Shark and I started using it a bit too much, and my Sapphire version did not like it. It had a proper old toys out the pram hissy fit moment, all sorts of bugs and glitches, and me in my naivety thought there was something wrong with the game, and I thought that if I tried to trade all my prized Pokemon over to save them, that would pass over some issues to my other version. So I deleted my Sapphire version and all the Pokemon on it, including that shiny Aggron. So I don't have it anymore. Which is a shame, and I regret it. But, you know, these things happen. Don't use Game Sharks, kids. They're bad for you. They're not. They're probably fine. I probably did something wrong in my youth and inexperience. Anyway, moving on. How many seen in the Pokédex of your last game, and in that game, how many do you own? I have already looked this up. I believe I have seen 391 and own 273 in, it will be Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, already looked that up so I know without having to go to my game and check it out. Shout out to Pokemon X version, which is still my main game that I play for breeding purposes and stuff, on which I have seen and owned 719 Pokemon, all except Hooper and Volcanion. Something I'm very proud of. The 8th question is, do you even like Pokemon, and why? I mean, I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't like it, would I? So yeah, I love it. Why? It's my favourite franchise, my favourite games, and really it's the only series of games that has kept me consistently interested throughout the entirety of their existence. And to be honest, I'm not a big gamer, you know, I don't play a lot of games. I used to play a lot of Team Fortress 2, and I've had phases where I played a lot of Skyrim, and occasionally stuff like FIFA and Madden and shit like that, but that's mainly with friends. I don't play a lot of games on my own. I'm a very big spectator of games. I like watching games, which is why I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I enjoy watching my friends play through games, weirdly enough. But no, you know, I'm not a massive gamer, and Pokemon's really the only game that I've consistently loved throughout, so yeah, that's pretty much why. Question 9, do you collect the trading cards? No, I own some. I own maybe like 100, 150. Just through getting them off other people who didn't particularly want them, you know? Nothing past like Generation 2, not a big collector, really. And following on from that question 10, if you have the trading cards, do you play the game or just collect? Really neither. Certainly don't collect. The closest I ever got to playing was going to my mate's house back in the day and sort of us collating our collection of cards and sort of throwing them in the air and grabbing them as they landed and trying to find out where the Charizard had landed and where the Venusaur had landed, because they were the best ones we had. We certainly didn't play with energy cards. It was just like, I'm going to hit you with a Razor Leaf and I'm going to flamethrower you, and, you know, jobs are good, basically. Question 11, do you draw Pokemon? Funny story, I used to. Back in the day, when I was a fair bit younger than I am now, myself and my sister used to draw Pokemon together, and you know, this is a long time ago, and we got like well into Generation 2 drawing these things, and I would love nothing more than to show you some examples, because they are hilariously bad, some of them. You know, we thought they were amazing for the age we were, but you know, they were hilarious. Unfortunately, it was a long time ago, and they have since been lost to the mists of time, which is a great shame, because we could have had a great laugh together looking through them. If I ever find them, I will make a point of trying to put them up on Twitter or whatever, but I doubt it. I think they've long gone, which is a shame. I certainly don't draw Pokemon now. Question 12, what is your favourite Pokemon? Easily, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, it is Murkrow. Murkrow is my favourite Pokemon, and there's no particular reason why. It's just ever since its inception, even before it was any kind of good, I really love Murkrow. It was just a cool little poke. I really liked it. It's not like I ever used it in playthroughs or whatever, but you know, I'm just a big fan of Murkrow, and that's how it is. Following on from that is question 13, what is your second favourite? There are plenty of nominations here. Honourable mentions go to Infinite, Swampert, Fortress, Hitmonlee I'm a big fan of as well. But I would have to say probably my second favourite is got to be Tauros. I love Tauros. I remember being absolutely stoked to catch it on blue version because it was an absolute arseache to find and catch in the Safari Zone. But yeah, Taurus is great. I'm a big fan. Number 14, what is your favourite legendary? Again, this is very easy for me. Uxie. Uxie is my favourite legendary. It is a boss competitively. It can run any kind of defensive set you basically want. It's got that down. It's just such a brilliant utility wall. And it does the job very well. Another follow-up question to that, 15, is what is your second favourite legendary? This used to be, I would imagine it used to be Registeel, but since discovering, as with so many competitive discoveries through Dun, how good this Pokemon is, I'm going to have to go Meloetta. Meloetta is great, it's really powerful, lovely moveset, it works wonders with the Assault Vest. And it looked pretty cool, you know. So yeah, I'm going to have to go with Meloetta for that one. Question 16, which Pokemon do you struggle against most competitively? This is now making it look like I don't struggle against any because I am amazing competitively. I'm not. I would only ever consider myself slightly, maybe a weeny bit above average at best. I rely far too much on messing with the battlefield. To try and gain myself any kind of slim advantage. But if I struggle against anything, it's probably Alomomola. I tend to forget whether it's more physically or specially inclined defensively. And it just causes me issue on issue. But I do feel good when I take it down. It's a great feeling. As with all the pink blobs, basically. Right, where are we? Question 17. If you could own one Pokemon in real life, which one would you choose? I have had to think about this, and I would probably go Arcanine, you know, because it's like it's big and warm and cuddly and fiery and legendary and awesome and powerful, and it's a doggy, which is nice. Yeah, definitely would have to go with Arcanine there. Arcanine's cool. We like Arcanine. Question 18: do any of your relatives play Pokemon? Not anymore. My younger cousin, I believe, used to. He stopped a long time ago. My sister used to. She also stopped a very long time ago. Bequeathed me her games and moved on. She does occasionally sort of be like, oh, can I have my red version back? I'm going to restart it. And I go, no, because I've been experimenting with her red version. I've got a Mew on it using the Mew glitch. I'm very happy with the team I've built. Not so long ago, she got back her yellow version, and I believe she was bored with it before the game actually started. So, you know, I'm basically the only one left who plays it. Just me on my lonesome. But I've got all you guys to play with, so it's all good. And you're far better players than they'd ever be. Right. Question 19. Do you remember the first team you beat the Elite Four with? I can't go back and check, unfortunately, because part of the Missigno glitch, which I carried out very early to get rare candies on blue, was that it fucks up your Hall of Fame box on your computer, so you can't check anymore. I remember most of the team. I had a Blastoise as my starter, or the final evolution of my starter, obviously. Pidgeot was there, Alakazam, Porygon, who I was convinced was a Psychic type, but obviously isn't, and a Dragonite I had at that stage. I remember those 5. The last one I am leaning towards having been a Golem, but it could have been anything. I mean, things that come to mind include Tauros, Aerodactyl, Ninetales, maybe a Magmar, I don't know. It's a bit of, I can't remember. I think it might have been a Golem, but I can't be sure. Anyway, 5 out of 6 ain't bad, right? It was a long time ago. I can tell you that much for free. Right, question 20. Do you hide the fact that you like Pokemon from your real life friends? I mean, honestly, no. Not really. I mean, my phone's gone. I'm popular, apparently. I'll check it after I've made this video. Yeah, do I hide the fact that I like Pokemon from real life friends? Yeah, not really, no. I mean, I don't volunteer that information to all and sundry, everyone I know. I have mentioned it to people when I've been hammered, but, you know, that's my problem, and I'll deal with that. No, I mean, my good friends who I see on a sort of regular or semi-regular basis, they all know. And I don't think they judge me too harshly for it. I need to learn not to keep on mentioning it too much, because it's obviously not in their interest. They sort of
they'll remark on wondering how the channel's going, but because they know I have a channel, some of them even watch the videos. Hello if you're watching. But yeah, no, I don't particularly hide it from anyone. It's my hobby, I like it. 21. What pets do you have that resemble Pokemon? I do not have any pets. My dad's allergic to cats. My mum hates all animals that aren't dead and on her plate that she can eat. Used to have goldfish. Used to have a couple of goldfish, or what I thought up until the age of 19 were a couple of goldfish, at which point I found out that it was many, many goldfish that kept on replacing the ones that died. I was devastated to find that out. The mirage was shattered. But no, I used to have these goldfish called Longy and Shorty, and they died in horrific but also particularly stupid ways. One of them drowned. Now, bear with me, I know that sounds stupid. In the fishbowl, we had one of those sort of little ornamental castle things, and Shorty swam underneath and got stuck, and basically did the fishy equivalent of drowning, which was, you know, just impeccably stupid. So we went to a fair and got we got a bunch of little mini replacement goldfish. They didn't last very long, they died within like a day, so we went back and got some more. They survived a little longer, but they brought some kind of scale rot disease and started nipping at Longy and trying to eat him. He eventually, of course, caught that weird diseasey thing, and they all died. So we got rid of the fishbowl and put a little TV where it had been instead. So that was the end of our endeavours with pets. Never really seemed to work out very well. Question 22. What Pokemon do you hate the most? I mean, generally, most pink and fluffy things, they tend to be evil. But I don't hate them per se. I mean, Chansey and Blissey can die in a hole. But don't say anything bad about Happiny, or I'll rip your face off. Happiny is awesome, and I will not hear a word against it. But I don't hate them particularly. If I was going to say I hate one Pokemon, I might catch a lot of flack for this, but I really don't like Sylveon. It looks weird, it's got those dead eyes that stare into your soul, and it's got the weird bows, and I don't like it. It's not a real Eeveelution, damn it. I don't like it, I'll never accept it. I'll use it because it's good, but I'll never truly accept it. Don't like Sylveon. And speaking of Eeveelutions, 23, which Eeveelution do you like the best? Ooh, bit of a pain in my side. Difficult to say. They've all got their good points and their bad points. I do quite like Espeon though. I would say Espeon is probably the strongest, and it's certainly probably my favourite of the Eeveelution. I'm going to have to go with Espeon. Nice and powerful Espeon. 24. Favourite weather to use? Rain. Always rain. Rain, rain, rain. And not just for like your common or garden rain span. Rain forms an integral part of the only team I've ever made that I've truly been proud of. That being Electric Terrain Dance, the mixture of rain and electric terrain. One of my greatest creations. I'm so happy that it worked out like once or twice. So yeah, I'm going to have to go with rain as my favourite weather. Question 25, which Deoxys form is the best? Again, haven't really messed with Deoxys very much, but I do remember a way back, I think it was Ricky, or maybe Sean, started using Assault Vest Deoxys Defense, mixed attacking with Power Up Punch and Charge Beam, and I think like Psycho Boost and Superpower. And people may have used it before then, but they were the first I saw to use it, and it was fucking hilarious. And one of the funniest things about it was it worked. It genuinely worked. And so simply off the basis of that, I'm going to have to go with Deoxys Defense because it was awesomely good fun to use. Question 26, we're getting into these decision-making things. Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres? Now, Articuno I think looks the best. Zapdos arguably is the best. But Moltres is the one I've used the most. I have to discount Moltres because, as Jedi pointed out in his one of these videos, and I will be linking that in the description by the way, Moltres does kind of look like a rubber chicken on fire. It really is quite off-putting. It also has horrifically inaccurate moves, so it can do one. Between the other two, while Zapdos, as I said, arguably is the better one, I'm going to have to go with Articuno because it looks beautiful. it's pretty powerful and it's very bulky. It's difficult to take down an Articuno. You've got to be prepared for it. So I'm going to go with Articuno. 27, another birdie choice, Lugia or Hoho. Now, a lot of the answers to this question have tended to be based on which game you had as a kid, you know, Gold or Silver, by extension Heart Gold or Soul Silver. My one was Silver before I was given the others, but even if it hadn't been, I think I'd still choose Lugia. You know, I've never really particularly liked Ho-Oh. I've never had anything against it, but I think I've always preferred Lugia, and Lugia would 1v1 it any day. Fun fact, I used to think it was pronounced Luigia, and there is no logical reason why I would, but I did. Well, I was young, impressionable and foolish, and now I am old, impressionable and foolish. Anyway, right, final question. Question 28 is, which 2 people will you tag? Now, I've had to think about this. There are a couple of people who I think these guys haven't been tagged yet. If you have, then I apologise, but you should have made a video already. Get on it, gentlemen. Ladies? There's no ladies involved, I'm afraid. It's just 2 guys. The guys I will be tagging are McCann, Carter. I would love to hear what you have to say to these questions. And Ethan, Erasmus. I think he's going to give some interesting answers as well. So those 2 links will be in the description. I hope to see them make these videos in the future pretty soon. Check them out anyway, because they are both fantastic commentators in their own right. They have some top content, good friends, and I highly encourage you to check them out. But yes, that is going to be it from me and my tag video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Jedi once again for tagging me. Go check him out as well. His links will be down in the description too. And I guess with that, I will see you all next time. Laters.